What is good, sneaker people? It's your boy Snkrsloveme, and I am back with another episode of Inside the Box, where we go over the sneaker releases for the latest week, and we keep it real for a few minutes. Let's get into it. So as you can see, this is the second season, but in real life for me, I'm not even gonna say personal things. If you're a college student like me in this late month of April and early May, you're dealing with finals, you're dealing with trying to finish out courses and projects and all type of crazy things. So I just haven't really had the time to step to this series. So it'll be a new take on this episode to get through all the time that I've missed and been away from y'all. So it's gonna be called March Madness, and we're gonna go over all the shoes in the month pretty briefly. We're gonna give a short kind of explanation and review, and then we're just gonna keep it moving. We got about 8-9 pairs this episode, trying to keep it under the 15-minute mark. Just stay with me, okay? So let's start it. Up first, we have the Air Jordan 12 White Ama Miniere. This came out early March in the single digits of days, to be honest with you. And this shoe had decent marketing. It had some product placement. You could see, celebrities wearing it. It's a women's shoe, but it was marketed towards the women. And in the market, it did absolutely terrible off the initial, to keep it 100. Came out around like 150, 160, despite, that's being under retail, but the shoe came out for about 210 and some change, adding tax. If I'm not mistaken, 12s are on a little bit more expensive side. You have Jordans like ones under one, like at 180, under 200, and then you have other Jordans that may, go upwards of 230 for retail price. Honestly, I believe, we're not at late stage reselling, but for dead stock pairs, buyers are kind of making the market hard to survive in, really, for both of these pairs. Ama Minieres, Air Jordan 12 Ama Miniere White. Up next, we have the black version of the previous shoe, the Ama Miniere Black Jordan 12. Some people like, the white or black. It's just based on how you would like to rock the maroon. Some people would like to rock it with black, and some people just, kind of maybe want to just put it together with a, crazy light colored white outfit. You know what I'm saying? The black ones did slightly better in the market, probably about $10-15 more, just because of that look preference. But at the same time, this shoe shared the same fate, and it did terrible on the initial. Could it increase over time? I kind of highly doubt it. I don't think everybody just like the colors. It's a great collaboration, and I know how Jordan likes to try to cater to the women, as this was a women's shoe, like I explained before. But I just feel like, this wasn't a shoe that a lot of people would like. We've had a lot of classics in the recent times drop, and resale price hasn't been the best. But I'm not gonna just automatically write that off to people not liking the shoe, but more pairs may sell on the secondary market with a lower price. So I don't think it would necessarily be popularity. I think it would be mostly availability is what make these shoes, such a low price. And as I said before, it's the botters. They have a lot of pairs. They have to lose money just to sell them and get them out of their face so they could be able to pay bills. Kind of know how that side of the street goes, but we're gonna move on. Air Jordan 12 Ama Miniere Black. Up next, we have the Air Jordan 5 UNC. I want to say this is this year's rendition of the UNC 4, but they didn't do as good. If you remember when the UNC 4 came out, that was $350-400 shoe off the rip. These fives are kind of really struggling to be above 280. Last time I checked, around 250, and that's not for a lot of profit. At least on the newer market, coming after fees, coming after really it's different types of fees. It's fees from the platform, and then it's fees to get the money to your account. That's what they really won't tell you. So StockX may charge 12.5% and $5 for shipping, but it's going to be an extra about 6%. It's going to be extra 6% to get it from Goat to your account, to your PayPal account, and then from your PayPal account to your banking account or wherever you need the money to go. So when you think that resellers are losing money, when I say this, I mean dead stock. And it's not to say that you can't make money doing that, because you can make money doing just about everything. Some people sell poop, and that's a good lucrative way for them to make money. I've seen that on YouTube, but disregard that. It's kind of wild. We're gonna chill on that. But it's ways to make money doing everything. It's not to say that it's dead. It's not to discourage anybody, but it definitely is hard, and you're gonna have to sweat to make you some pennies. Same as the fours, and what I like to call these is dipped on shipped. When that shoe gets to everybody that's trying to sell them, when it ships from Nike to whoever the seller is, the price is gonna have a dip in the market. I want to say an insane dip, but it's just gonna dip. About $20 to $15 is what I call price wars as well begin to happen. People start to undercut each other in the market to be able to sell their shoe and make whatever profit they can, because they know that the price of the shoe will go down. But what these people don't know is that they're oxymoroning themselves, and they're the ones that are making the price going down, not necessarily the market. So if we would change our mindset and just get together and say, okay, this shoe is this much, because that's exactly what was happening in 2020. People just stored a bunch of shoes in the warehouse to make the market seem scarce, and then they just sold it off later, and then now they're telling us that they're making money off holds. So that's kind of what that is. Air Jordan 5 UNC. Up next is the Air Jordan 2 Low University to Chicago. In my opinion, this is a super clean low top one. It's, low top two, my apologies. And I think of it as white lows. That's kind of what I categorized it in. Just a white low top shoe. It came out, a good decent time before the summer, but if you brought these and put them in the closet and kept them on ice for the summer, I really wouldn't even be mad at you. This is a fresh shoe. Just because resale price on the shoe isn't that high, and I understand that's how hype culture works, that doesn't mean that the shoe isn't amazing. The Air Jordan 2 Low University to Chicago is a pretty good shoe. There's a lot of, different outfits you could put with the red and, baby blue, USC blue, whatever you want to call it. But it's a clean low top, what it called, warm, cool based white, sneaker. And I'll say that for a reason. Cool based, a bluer white instead of a warmer white, which we would categorize as off-white. But it's a pretty decent shoe. It look amazing. Air Jordan 2 Low UNC to Chicago. Up next, we have a shoe that has been a classic for a long time, but kind of sad to say that the market didn't act as such. Everybody could kind of get up on these shoes, and I think you should take the chance right now before this turns into, a classic price shoe. I believe this shoe has a chance to be $400 in the future, just how for some different retros is situations used to be kind of back in the day when people would pay top dollar for sneakers and didn't really see a problem with that. I have the Air Jordan 3 Cement Reimagined. The quality control threes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, some people got, moldy pairs, and then this happened to happen in multiple releases, multiple classic releases, honestly. If you remember the Lost and Found one, you know, some other pairs were moldy. Every other pair seemed like, and people definitely didn't waste time taking that to Twitter. But back to the Jordan 3s. The reimagined cement came as, you know, when Jordan makes a reimagined shoe, they make it look as if it's aged from the factory. So the shoe is brand new, but it starts off looking aged. But that kind of worries me about, you know, if you wear the shoe, how long, you know, will it look fresh? You know, when somebody buys something, nowadays at least, it comes with the mentality of it at least being fresh to start off, at least with shoes, you know. Of course, people buy used shoes and it's a great market for that. But, you know, I don't think everybody likes the idea of having a pre-distressed shoe. And I think that may have gotten in the way of what the price of this shoe should have been. And, you know, as you can see on my community poll right now, you know, I have the SB4 versus the Cement 3. If you feel need to voice your opinion in that argument, then I feel like you should do so. And if you want to do that, then I believe that you should also follow, like, subscribe, and, you know, tap the bell notification. I'm trying to get my own noti gang going on, you know what I'm saying? And let's get back to the Jordans, but I believe this shoe should have done way better than what it did. And I believe that since it didn't, it's a good financial chance to, you know, make a lump sum of money at one time. I believe this shoe's price and value will be realized maybe a year down the line, fully, a year and a half. But when it does, it's definitely going to take off. Something like what we used to see Travis Scott do, you know? Air Jordan 3 Cement Reimagined. Up next, we have the Air Jordan 2 Low Melon. And the reason why I called the UNC to Chicago's cool colored white is because this is more of a warmer white, which would be, you know, saturated with orange. That's what makes the difference between cool and warm, specifically speaking on the white color and how it plays out with not even just outfits, but the color grading. And although this is a warmed white, more of an off-white style, it's pretty cool. I don't really have much to say about it. It's an Air Jordan 2. These are kind of new. I made an episode on these already. Air Jordan 2 Low Melon. Up next, we have many people's favorite of the year so far, the best Jordan, I would say, collaboration. And a lot of people also believe that this is the best Jordan that released this year. And especially they believe it over the Cement 3 that released this month. If you look at my community's poll, and if you feel like participating, like I said, you know, you should go do that. You should go get involved in the community. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like in the newer age of time, you know what I'm saying, it'd be about getting involved in the online community. You know what I'm saying? And that'll help a little bit more than a physical community. You know what I'm saying? So I just think you should go voice your opinion. I'm not really forcing you to do anything. You know what I'm saying? I just think that you should use your power, you know what I'm saying, and just do that. You feel me? If you want to, it's optional. You know what I'm saying? So the Air Jordan 4 SB Low Pine Green is a shoe that has become extremely popular. It's really the only shoe that came out as if reselling was still alive. And the resale market and consignment market is amazing for these shoes. You could have scooped them up for brand new and threw them in consignment and made a good bag off them. I mean, you really still can. Low key, you know what I'm saying? We kind of put you on something. If you are trying to do that, then you should definitely look into that. But these shoes came out as a collaboration with, of course, Nike. They had owned, you know, or Jordan is like an offset of Nike as a brand in itself. and a part of the brand of Nike. But Nike decided to collaborate their two most popular shoes right now, the Nike SB and Air Jordan 4, or just any Air Jordan, really 1 through 5 kind of right now, other than the two, as you can see in the market. We're gonna keep that on the low. And then so what the newer features for this shoe is supposed to be is just more comfortable for the idea of skating, wider heel tab, a higher, the I wouldn't even say tongue in the back, but I would say the heel tab is also supposed to be, slightly higher, and the tongue is also supposed to be slightly higher. And I believe that you have to see this Jordan in person. You have to experience this Jordan in order for you to fully understand the value. I haven't been able to do so, and I'm not undermining the SBs at all. SB Jordan 4 Pine Greens, but I just gotta see what the hype is about 100%. I'm just kind of leaning towards the Air Jordan 3s just because it's a classic. I don't know what this will look like within 10 years. You never know. The Air Jordan 3 might not recoup. It might not end up being a good chance in the market, and it might just get swept under the rug. You never know. But I do feel like the SB4 is something that you definitely have to see in person. The gum bottom on, the white body, and it's green, hence green and red, honestly. It's hard to not match that with something, honestly. So I do believe it's a different take on Jordan, and the market appreciated it as such. Air Jordan 4, Nike SB, Pine Green. Up next, we have the Air Jordan 1 Low SE Tokyo Vintage. And this kind of looks a little bit like a slash Off-White slash Union collaboration, but just Jordan making their own Jordan. No collaboration whatsoever. Not to my knowledge. Because, I don't always be writing these things 100,000%. I won't say not 100%, just 100,000. And I mean, it's a great shoe, all white. Air Jordan 1 Low with obviously, it obviously has some different details on the tongue. You can see that the material is, padded by a couple, I would say centimeters, not even inches, but it's more so for a comfort feel. I can imagine how that feels when you put the tongue on. It's like a little bit of memory foam, right? And it has colors like light canary blue and yellow. Like I said, I believe Jordan is releasing all these 2 lows and 1 lows right now just to get ready for the warm weather, in different parts of the world, really, in the summer. And with this being the last shoe of the March Madness episode, we have the Air Jordan 1 Low SE Tokyo Vintage. On to the second segment of the episode in season 2. I'm gonna only do that for the first episode, you know what I'm saying? But I have a super old video about third-party apps just to let you know right now. And we're gonna refer back to 2020 when I'm just talking about this instance in time, right? Right now it's 2023, 3 years down the road, right? So I have to speak on this because this has been in the back of our minds as a sneaker collective and community. And it's just the market and just how fast everything is moving. You kind of always have to ask yourself, is every part well slicked and ready for operation, to keep the gears moving? And the sneaker world, 100% of why I believe in it so much is because it has that same cycle of life, just as everything that's natural, so I just see, a life or life itself in the industry, as I would say. And StockX keep getting caught up. We just gonna say it like that. I'ma just tell you like that. We gonna start it off like that. So we have a person, right? Particular person. We could really call him patient zero almost, because this might have happened to a lot more people than you believe. And you know, this person caught this issue. I would say at the height of reselling, and just say some skews to you, and you could tell me at what point in time you think this was in the market. We have the mocha ones, the hyper royal ones, and some other what they call, troubles, SKUs. I'll say SKUs. Trouble SKUs such as maybe like an Air Jordan, I mean not Air Jordan, Air Force One, low, or you may have the Supreme Air Force One, something that's a little bit easy for you know places like Taobao or not even just AliExpress, but other places to replicate a shoe as a one of one replication. Um, just to let you know, these one of one replications has been passing authentication, and um, we don't necessarily know how much is on the market right now, but we do know the percentage of how much one person has from making a certain amount of orders, right? So we have a person we'll call patient zero, that was fixing two resale pairs on the market for you could call a hold, and he was looking to buy the pairs, keep them for a long amount of time or a set amount of time, maybe over a year or so, and resell them on a higher, price on the sneaker market, right? So patient zero goes to order off StockX, orders about 60 to 70 pairs of Mocha ones, Hyper Royal ones, and maybe another Air Jordan one, maybe, you know, and Air Force One lows. As if people weren't charging people $140 just because they were sold out in the store and they had the only pairs on them, right? This is why I'm just, so huge about like not scalping and not doing the most when it comes to profits. Is necessarily about running business. It's not just about making money. You have to grow in other ways than just cash. If you can't do that, then maybe you just don't know how to grow something. But for this instance, patient zero bought about 60 to 70 pairs from StockX, looking to resell them in the future. And what ended up happening was he ran the shoes through a test himself on another, third party checking app. And I would say a good majority, but about up to about 35 pairs, nearly half, nearly over half, had to be refunded after, numerous and what seems to be strenuous attempts to reach out to StockX or just to blow up the situation, and get attention called to it. And that's what ended up making Nike make legal action towards StockX, seeing how if somebody were to have a problem as such, what they would have to go through just to get, a small amount of help. And all they did was refund this person. Just to give a little piece of the, deeper part of the story, I'll just say that StockX offered to, fly this person out to their headquarters and see how the authentication process goes on, or whatever have you be. This person then said that they spent around, over $10,000 with StockX. I believe it was over $100,000 in total spending, and he expected to be treated as more of a priority, and that's just what happened in the situation. Um, so it was this story that was the catalyst, mostly to say, of Nike starting their lawsuit with StockX on the means and premise that they might be themselves independently and knowingly, you know, selling fake shoes or passing fake shoes through, kind of how chicken processing plants, kind of let almost all the chickens go through, or, even if they might be sick or whatever the case might be. You kind of see the same thing here with StockX kind of letting fake sneakers pass. I kind of wouldn't say letting because I don't understand 100% of their situation. I'm never the type to just, give somebody 100% of their failure. I would say that, maybe it's something that they might not have known that could have changed the outcome of what they, came out of. You know what I'm saying? Pause on that a little bit. But it's just that if someone were to have a problem with your business, if you were running a legitimate business, they shouldn't have to go through hell and high waters, so to say, to be able to just receive something as slight as a refund, something as slight as retribution. Other issues have begun to arise with StockX, with their events and people not receiving the shoes that they want, and then now you have issues such as fakes coming through. You start to wonder if StockX is even a real business. So I have some problematic SKUs on me now, and all the listed are UNC ones, Mocha ones, Hyper Royals, and all white ones, Air Force ones. So if you have any of these SKUs on you right now, say it one more time, you could really rewind the video, but I'm just being nice right now. UNC one, Mocha ones, Hyper Royal ones, and all white Air Forces. You might have some feelings because when 70 out of 70, he had 38 cap pairs. We'll just say, we won't even call them fake. Just cap pairs, because I know that hurt his feelings for real. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100, especially if you're trying to run a business. So, y'all watch out for StockX. The streets have been saying GOAT not safe for either, but just make sure you can make the money back on the pairs that you buy from these third-party selling apps. They're not more creditable than anybody. Just imagine everybody has the same amount of credibility of like 45. Question everybody and everything. And that pretty much ends this segment. What is good, sneaker people? Glad you could make it to the fit check. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hop out the frame no more. But you can see the fit kinda. Glad to be back, honestly. If you want to keep it 100,000. But let's get to it though. You got the plain black, tee, really fresh Hanes, super duper heavyweight, but it's just on something vibing. You can tell by the color hockey. You got the Harley Davidson with the flame on the sleeves. You know what I'm saying? Got me feeling like Jeff Hardy. You know what I'm saying? I ordered his armbands, and I used to be flipping on the bed. You feel me? So when I get some long sleeves, put them on the shirt, I make sure it's something on the sleeve sometimes. That's just what I like to do. Harley Davidson long sleeve under that. You know what I'm saying? You can see the distressing if you can on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? See it over here too. Pretty cool. I mean, it's heavyweight when I got it. It feels super lush, it's relaxed, but it's wide. You know what I'm saying? I got the blank, Hanes pants. You feel me? It's really like a heathered gray, I would say. Keeping it, I almost said drip-tastic. It's slimmer. It kind of fit almost like, a more, you would kind of say, if joggers fit very fitted, I would say they fancier. You know what I'm saying? And you know how hard it is in the clothing world, especially if you have a clothing brand, you feel me, to make a fabric that fit close to skin but not too tight. You feel me? That's pretty hard. You have to get the measurements right. You know what I'm saying? If you're finna do that. And that takes a lot. It could take months. And then we have the Air Jordan 1s. This really just a red pair. I don't even really. I call them Home 85. I don't even really remember these. Home 85s. Something like that, almost. It's a graphic on the back of it. That's pretty much everything in the episode. You got the fit check. You got to kick it with your boy. You know what I'm saying? You talk sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Talk sneaker news. You know what I'm saying? What sneakers you might rock with over others. Be sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment. This is a community. Y'all got to talk to each other. Y'all can't just talk to me. Converse. Got a website coming out extremely soon. I just want to be able to roll out their second season, first episode, pilot episode of the second season. You know what I'm saying? And to get you guys to get the conversion with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much to talk about when it comes to sneakers. You can really learn somebody's life based off sneakers. Okay, let me just give you an example. All right, and this is somewhere else. So if you see it again, don't think about that. But in 2012 and 2011, what brand of sneakerhead was you to camp out for the J's? You know what I'm saying? Come 12 o'clock, wait till the whole night, to the next day when it opened. You know what I'm saying? And when people came to school with the new J's, you knew they had to wait it all night. You know what I'm saying? They waited their turn. You know what I'm saying? And that's if they didn't sell out. You feel me? People was doing that for no reason. You know what I'm saying? That's what I remember kind of when I was coming up before I was able to get involved. You know what I'm saying? Money-wise. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was seeing. You just watch everything because you can't really participate. You know what I'm saying? So, it's more so about y'all. It's about us. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to this channel for me at all. Come to this channel for everybody. The people that's on it too, and the one that's running it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's pretty much about it. I would say, if you ain't got no haters, then you ain't popping. That would be my little speech for the end of the episode. And it's your boy Snkrsloveme, and I'm out. Peace. Shit.